Sora, what are you doing? There's a fee for standing around like a clown, you know.
Hey,
I keep forgetting where the house was going. But yeah. Hey, James.
What do you mean? What do you mean me? Hey, Gwee's the guest star here.
I know, but I was gonna say, hey. I was gonna lead into
something?
I was just leaning into that, being like, hey, James, I suppose after all that SGB stuff, you're possibly wondering why I haven't taken a poo break in the last few videos.
Too much information, dude.
No, it's a reference. Basically, when they did Kingdom Hearts 2, like the second Matt, it was Matt that played 2, right?
I believe so.
The second Matt found himself a poo page, and I literally mean the second he found it, he would just zip right back to the book.
Didn't matter how much urgency there was in him solving that world's problems, or hell, if he was in the middle of a battle or a fight, he would immediately go, me, I like to save and conserve for full marathon in that crap.
I mean, even if the game tried to tell him otherwise, he would try his damnedest to try to take that poo break.
He would.
Look at the little puppies.
I also rescued a butt ton of
They're
these
all
little Dalmatians.
Oh, I see. You still have to rescue some, don't you?
Well, yeah, no, yeah. I mean, there's still some that I need to find in Hollow Bastion the second time around. Like, there are some that you cannot save until you've gone to Hollow Bastion the first time, which we've done now. But since I've now saved over 60 of them, if I'm correct here, there it is.
There is our last torn page.
That's the last torn page I was missing. So
Okay,
I'll take you on a little tour and show all the little puppies I've saved. Because this house is pretty extensive, actually. And we're making our way to Merlin's house so we can finally turn in these suckers. So welcome, Gwee.
Yeah.
Hello. It's
and
been
also,
a while.
just to go back to what you were saying. Yeah, it is. Also, going back to what you said earlier, Jordan, you can't be chopped liver because chopped liver doesn't taste sweet.
Flattery will get you nowhere, my friend.
You mean flattery?
You say sweet. I thought she tasted like fish.
Why would she taste like fish?
I was in the belly of a whale all this time. Well, actually, no. I wasn't in the belly of a whale all this time, was I?
I don't believe you were.
Yeah, I don't believe so.
No, I was with you guys throughout Halloween Town,
Is it me,
Epinal.
or
Enough
does
way
this?
to poo time.
Is it me, or does this book look familiar?
Oh,
geez, I forgot. That's right. I didn't even show the first time I even visited. Yeah, because this is all. It was entirely optional when Sid first gave it to me to have it repaired by Merlin, but it's because this familiar art style, as if the first 2 minutes of this entire freaking part's conversation has already skipped ahead, is Winnie the Pooh.
It's Pooh.
Oh, my childhood.
Hey there, Pooh Bear.
And I will say, the art style, I think they knocked it out of the park in terms of like making it match the art style of the show and the children's books that made them as popular as they did.
Oh yeah.
And of course, they got Jim Cummings.
Well, I mean, duh.
For both Pooh and Tigger.
Duh.
How to say goodbye to Pooh?
Say goodbye.
Wait a second. You're Pooh?
The one and only.
I'm Winnie the Pooh. Pooh for short. Who are you?
Oh, and it's
Dora.
still as timeless and cute as ever.
Yes.
You come to say goodbye to Pooh?
Jim Cummings is great, honestly.
Yeah,
However,
he is. Jim Cummings is just like Pooh himself, a big old teddy bear.
What do you mean?
Well,
however, he seems to be going. He seems to be going through a bit of an existential crisis at the moment.
yeah, because kind of all of his friends disappeared, along with their pages.
Christopher Robin, what is life? My name's not Christopher Robin.
I mean, yeah, that is kind of the funny thing about Kingdom Hearts is that, by technicality, the Christopher Robin in this story will now be us.
Yeah.
Hooray! We will be the author's son and go through a really tumultuous relationship with our family as a result.
But that has nothing to do with the Pooh Bear.
Fine. I just was thinking of a freaking what was it saying goodbye to Christopher Robin or whatever that movie was called?
I can't remember.
What's it called that?
Oh, the movie, I think it was just called Christopher Robin.
Well, there was that one, then there was the Disney one, which was Christopher Robin trying to be like a sequel.
Oh, okay. Yeah, the family one was
non-Disney
good. The family one was good by Christopher Robin.
That was it. Thank you.
Yes, that's it.
Oh,
100 Acre
so
Wood.
fortunately, we're going to try and do our best to set things right in the 100 Acre Wood. And if you're wondering why, all of Pooh's friends have been gone for so long, I'm gonna rob him first. Awesome.
You wouldn't.
Well, he probably wasn't gonna use it.
Savings.
Unfortunately, it's because the author, I guess, was very, very underpaid with how he decided to represent all these characters, because he only would represent one character per page. So unless you can find these torn pages, you won't be able to find. Each torn page will free one character's soul from the void.
Pretty much, yeah.
I don't know if we ever talked about it, but is it ever revealed who Mr. Sanders is?
No.
No.
I
It's-
just love it. I just love it for the silly pun that it's like Winnie the Pooh lived under the name of Mr. Sanders. That is to say, above his house door was a sign that read Mr. Sanders.
Oh, so that's the only reason the sign's there?
Yep.
Correct. just to be goofy about it.
I'm sure there's some sort of in joke that we're missing with that whole sign, but at the same time, that's neither here nor there. We're here on business, ain't that right, Sora?
You bet.
I was lost in that ring in there. So
One thing that's worth mentioning while we're in the 100-acre wood. First of all, no need to worry about any Heartless being here because we're in a book, not an actual world.
And
Secondly,
this world is too pure to be invaded by Heartless.
oh, of course. And secondly, you may have dosed on our command list what would normally be known as attack. They just relabel as hit. Not sure what their correlation is though, because the only thing you're really going to be doing with that command is just whack it on trees or other objects. That's about it.
we want to have no violence in this world. Look at you.
Yeah.
I love the cuckoo
We
clock.
want
Cuckoo
to
clock.
have no violence in this land. Yeah, as far as things go with this world, it's.
I
I
you're
remember
too
you
big.
being able to jump out that tree. I made me think of two. Oh, there's the
Oh,
character
hello.
we saved.
Hey, Owl.
Hey, Owl.
You'd like
Is
to know
this
what
the part-
happens next? Unfortunately.
Yeah.
Yep, some of the pages are missing. You can't be told yet.
We're trying out a new gameplay structure. We call it episodic storytelling. They call it.
I happen to think that it will be a great hit amongst the youngsters.
So this is honestly like, again, fully optional, but this is basically minigame time. Nice, peaceful, and boy was it neutered after China had a hissy fit over Winnie the Pooh in Kingdom Hearts 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, wait.
Why did they have a hissy fit over it? I'm missing something.
I'll tell you when we do that when we do our first
dear.
minigame.
Okay.
It's a pretty touchy subject.
Okay.
This was the original voice actor for Piglet before he passed.
Oh.
Where are you?
Yeah, I mean, he's been voicing Piglet for the longest time up until his passing.
Yeah.
Wasn't he also the? Oh, by the. Then I showed up.
Yeah,
Anime has come to town.
Oh, did
And he responds pretty. And he responds pretty appropriately. He responds pretty appropriately to what he just saw.
Oh,
So-
dear.
Was he? And just double check. He was also Rudy, the freaking. Don't mess with his groove.
Oh yeah, that's the
Yes.
same guy.
Don't throw off his groove.
He was
What can I say?
everything because it's on purpose.
Just like, what can I say? I'm a rebel.
Oh yeah, I love that. He was great.
So yeah, what we do is we just have to sneak up on him.
I was just never mind. I'm
Poor
sorry.
thing.
Forgetting how
Gosh, dang
small
it! I
he's-
would.
I keep forgetting how small he's supposed to be.
He's so
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's tiny.
He's the smallest of all of them.
Don't be scared. You're looking for Pooh, right?
I am a friend.
You know, Pooh.
You can trust me.
Yes.
How can you not trust this spiky-haired face?
Also, I forgot what this guy's natural voice sounded like, but holy crap, if he sounded like this just at the dinner table, I'd be too busy, like just, oh my gosh, he'd be so sweet.
Yes.
There's Pooh.
I'd want to give him a quarter.
Dude, you know what I found out recently when I looked him up? He was a war veteran in World War II.
I smell a delicious something.
Holy crap.
Why am I not surprised?
Like,
I know it
big respect, man.
Pooh Bear, have you ever known the tragedies of a war?
I just like, I know it completely defeats the entire purpose, but holy crap, like, I don't know if I would be more intimidated or like, no, you know what? I think I would probably be intimidated if I just saw a man like fighting the war and had me cornered and then he sounded like that.
Yeah, you know what? Better or worse than knowing that Bob Ross used to be a drill sergeant.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, hey.
Fly like a bee. Up
So they're not gonna do the whole, cover them in muddy water or whatever, but this is where the primary gameplay focus of Winnie the Pooh World comes in, is that yes, they're basically mini games that you do to either for just your own amusement, or there is a side quest involved with trying to reach a high score with all of them that will give you a piece of the material you need to create the ultimate Keyblade, but I'm not going for that in this playthrough, so we're just gonna show off each of these mini games in their entirety as best I can.
Also,
Just
I
for
love the way
funsies.
that. I love the way that cutscene ended, where Pooh didn't really acknowledge Piglet's statement. It just comes off as like,
If you take away their honey, won't the bees be mad?
I don't care.
YOLO, am I right?
Have you never heard of a thing called sharing, Piglet?
Going for it.
It's so weird
God, do
hearing
not
you
equate him
guys'
to
poo.
Patrick.
"Oh, was that about Patrick?"
I said don't equate him to Patrick.
Because James did the
okay.
the quote of "Have you learned nothing about?"
I hold it
It's just Winnie the Pooh's with the freaking. Anywho, so this is probably one of my least favorite of the minigames, just outright.
Yeah.
Because again, unfortunately, we have to rely on Kingdom Hearts platforming,
Oops.
which they were simpler times. They also were dumber times.
Yeah.
We need to work. So now we
I
have
have-
to worry about. Yeah.
I want to say
What's
that
up?
they were the mini games were done way better in 2.
No, that's the other again. But first we're talking about this game. So, very simple. We're climbing up this tree, jumping from branch to branch to whack the honeybees that are swarming to try and prevent them from popping Pooh's balloon. If at any point you fall, you can use a very unreliable command known as the rush command to try and automatically, journey your way up.
Dear
And beyond
diary.
that, it kind of works exponentially.
Whoa.
Well,
Oh no.
Oh, there you go.
But fortunately, I'm doing this after having gotten high jumps, so we should be more than capable. James, what did you think?
Oh, boy.
Oh, that's gonna be
Sorry,
tough
Pooh.
to save.
Oh,
Oh, just in time. Anyway, so James, what were your thoughts with the Winnie the Pooh content?
I mean, it is, for what it's worth, it is very nice side content, especially for something that's Disney themed.
It didn't work.
Oh,
well,
I'm sure he'll be okay. So with that, he
He has
climbs up right back.
he has
again.
a soft bottom.
He does have a
Yeah,
soft
no, he'll be
bottom.
fine.
I'm stuck with Fluff.
plenty of fluff back there.
Yes.
So I guess to keep in line with all the other times we did Disney, because yeah, I suppose this will be the last Disney World we will be looking at.
Oh, that's right. That does make me realize I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen, we lied a few parts ago.
Well, this is not a really a full world. Like, it has a keyhole technically, but depends on how you see it. So my experience with Winnie the Pooh, I saw The Search for Christopher Robin. I mainly grew up with the New Adventures of Winnie the Pooh TV show,
Same.
More or less the same here.
Same for
and
both.
to a little bit of a lesser extent, I also had I think it was called I was either like Pooh Tales or Storybook Pooh, the one where
Oh,
they
the
were all
Book
like
of Pooh.
puppets.
Oh, the
Pooh.
Book of
Pooh, thank you.
Pooh.
I
Oh
also
yeah,
had
I
Book of Pooh, which-
remember the book.
Oh,
of
that
I
show.
saw a little of that.
It was okay in my book. I think
It's
I
dated-
didn't like the puppets that much.
It's
It-
dated looking back on it now, but I think it had heart to it.
Yeah, it's like
And
it had good intentions. It was just why puppets?
It's less. It's certainly less creepy than Pooh Corner.
Welcome to Book
And just
Corner.
like that.
Oh no, wait, I'm getting the two mixed up. Never mind. Yeah, Book of Pooh was fine. It was Pooh Corner that I was thinking of. That was like, ugh.
Yeah.
And I never
Yeah.
understood, and I never understood the nautical spin-off when they were all on a boat called Pooh Deck.
Oh.
Who knows?
Thank you, everybody. I'll be here all the week because I gotta have to do
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
I lost my mind today. Sorry. I was in a happy place and I completely forgot that I hate puns. So yeah, I mainly grew up with those shows and kind of fell off for a while. Christopher Robin was a nice movie to kind of recapture some of that nostalgia for me. But yeah, what did you guys, James, your thoughts with the bear?
I like Pooh Bear. I mean, I won't go out of my. I won't go out of my way to see everything he's a part of. Like, there's only I'll still go back to like the New Adventures of Winnie the Pooh every now and again. And I did rewatch the Tigger movie not that long ago and enjoying it.
Yes.
Oh, I love that
My
one.
Oh
favorite.
yeah, that is on Disney Plus.
Oh, boy.
no.
Oh,
Rush.
Well,
Okay, well that's fair.
he's fine.
Oh, we did it.
Oh, there you go.
She just have to start a long time, and we actually did really well because Since he got all the way to the top, we get to see him all happy and enjoying his time.
No,
Good.
no.
Nom nom.
I always liked how Honey looked in Winnie the Pooh. It always looks more like melted cheese sometimes.
Yeah.
But
And
better.
then you got the honey trip in the Winnie the Pooh movie from 2011.
Yeah, that
Oh,
one
yeah.
looked good.
Awesome.
Nature's
That
First
honey
off, the
trip.
Bambi summon. Next, we go over to have some more healthy alternatives.
Yes. Where I believe we meet a certain spoil sport.
There's gotta be one in every crowd. Well, while we pay a visit to them, Jordy, your thoughts with the bear?
So, I grew up with Winnie the Pooh ever since I was a kid. I remember the first time I watched it was the old... I don't remember if it was in the 60s or the 70s, but it was the very first Disney adaptation of Winnie the Pooh with...
I want
That was.
wanna say
I
that
think
was
that was the
60s.
early 70s, maybe late 60s.
It was a
Let me
mix-
look it up.
It was a mix of both, because technically that whole new the Mini Adventures of Winnie the Pooh was actually like a amalgamation of shorts that were released from the late 60s to the early 70s. And then
So they pulled the
and then
crystal
Yeah.
coconut.
What
Pretty
we
much.
know of?
Yeah,
the,
yeah.
What we know of, the anthology,
The
The
m-
Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh, was from 1977. And yeah, the original, well, let's see, 2 of the originals of the shorts were released originally in 66 and 68, and then Winnie the Pooh and Tigger 2 was in 74.
Yep, and I do believe it was all mixed together into one for Mini Adventures of Winnie the Pooh, which also came with a few of its own unique animations.
including the
Yes.
gopher, who, as a reminder, was not in the book.
Right,
Look,
right.
And speaking of shorts, speaking of the Winnie the Pooh shorts, we're unfortunately about to reenact one right here.
Yep.
Oh,
So
no.
somebody in the house is claiming that nobody is here. Somebody told us that nobody was here.
Yes.
Person named nobody.
You know what? You know something?
forget it.
I've always been.
Nobody.
Go
You
ahead.
you know something? This is supposed that hole is supposed to be his front door, but he's got his mailbox in his back door where his garden is. That always confused me.
Yeah, they actually, now that you think about it, that's a good point.
Well, to be fair, it's not. I think the series makes it no secret that they're not exactly the brightest tools in the shed.
Yeah,
Nah, they're
no.
all.
They're very
probably-
simple.
I mean,
They're very simple-minded.
Yeah.
I mean, even Owl. Like, I figured like everybody was like they're more like they're more like children at heart or something.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Like
Well,
they're
'cause
like
they're-
the children.
they're-
They're like the child's equivalent to intelligence.
Well, because they're enacting
fair.
they're enacting Christopher Robin's imagination, and he's a kid, so of course they're gonna act like children.
Right.
Well, I can see that applying to the stuffed animals. It is interesting how he's able to like implement that onto characters like Owl and Rabbit, who, as a reminder, are meant to be like actual animals and not like stuffed animals like the rest of them.
In the original take on Winnie the Pooh, yes, but for the Disneyverse, I do think they still treat them as puppets like the rest of them.
Well, and
No,
and
I'm
also,
pretty sure Owl is still a real owl.
yes. Well, and also, A.A. Milne did write this with his own perspective of his kid's imagination. So, yeah,
And this is me eating the honey.
It's got-
and this
it's
is
got
me
a few-
finishing it.
Yep,
Yeah.
there he goes.
it's got a few
Just gonna keep on
it's got a
going.
few adult concepts in there, despite the childish nature of it.
Right.
Anyway, just going back on my experience. So I watched the Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh. That was my first experience with it. And I think around that time, I got stuffed animals for it, like a whole collection of stuffed animals for it, and they were the best thing ever. And actually, I remember, I think I was 7 years old. It was my birthday. And I was actually at a hospital to get some testing done, and I had like
Oh.
a birthday party with all these stuffed animals, and it was the cutest thing ever. Oh.
Well,
This is what's happened now.
Looks like we're gonna have to pull the old heave ho, boys.
you know,
Or the hole must have shrunk. That was the issue here.
Oh yes, definitely the hole in the bottom of the sea. But aside
I hear you, Rabbit. He has an
Yeah.
issue.
Yeah.
Sorry, keep going.
I'm so sorry. Aside from that, my experience with Winnie the Pooh was the movie, the Legend of the Search for Christopher Robin, and the Tigger movie. I watched the Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh a couple times, And I also played Tigger's Honey Hunt, which we showed off a couple years back when Steve and I were dating.
Yeah, that's right. You had Tigger as a guest star.
Yeah,
also,
that's
holy crap, I'm so
right.
sorry. Also, holy crap, I'm so sorry. I said I forgot it was called Search for Christopher Robin. I think I actually called it The Hunt for Christopher Robin, which would have been a completely different tone of the movie.
Well, I mean, it's not like it's that different. Like, you know, unless you want to use the extreme context, it's not like it's that different.
Yeah.
Right. So, Rabbit has a plan to hopefully try and get Pooh ejected from the premise. Wait, what's wrong?
Publicly ejected.
And now it's time to introduce the natural home wrecker of the 100-acre woods.
He doesn't seem to be causing too much.
He's always been my favorite.
Yes!
Whoop.
And incoming.
Oh.
There we go.
Hey there, name's Tigger. T-I-double-G-R. That spells Tigger.
Hi, Jim Cummings. Again.
I think I've ever seen
And once again, as we said in many other worlds, compared to things like Honey Hunt and everything else, I still think Square did really outdid themselves with making these 3D models for everyone.
Yeah, they did a great job.
that some new
Ow.
exercise.
I mean, movement-wise, I think they did a pretty damn good job. Expressions could be a little better, but, I mean, that's just the
Well.
limitations of the time.
Limitation of the
Yeah.
engine.
Mm-hmm.
One day we will evolve. One day we will evolve from the faces.
On a
I
sad...
mean, to
on
be
a-
fair, that is basically like the big mark that people tend to give the 3.
So for now,
Yeah,
On a
they
sad
did
note-
move on from that.
boats and
On a
ground.
sad
what's that,
note,
Jim?
though, I want to say this was also around the time when Tigger's original actor, I can never
Paul
remember his
Winchell?
name.
Paul
Paul
Winchell.
Winchell.
Unfortunately passed away.
Well, no, I think he was. I think he was like long gone by this point, wasn't he?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think
he
he
was.
passed
I
away before
thought-
this
He
happened.
Passed away
I thought he
years ago.
passed away by the I thought he passed away by the 2000s.
Hold on, let me
Double
look
check
it
that,
up.
yeah,
I gotta
no,
go
because
get my phone.
He
that
passed
sounds
away
familiar
in
to me. We're like-
2005.
Oh,
Yeah,
I-
so around that time. Yeah.
Oh, so it was after this.
well, I do know
Just a
that
little
was
bit,
around the
just
point.
before 2.
Well, I do know that was around the point where it's like, because like I do know that was when he pretty much just gave up on voicing Tigger, because like around the time they started production on the Tigger movie, they decided that they just wanted to replace him outright with Jim Cummings because he just couldn't do the voice that well anymore.
Oh, yeah. He was active.
It was a strain on him.
He was active from 1938 to 1999. So it was during the TV show.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay, so then
that
at
was
that
it.
point they would have swapped it.
Or
Alrighty.
no, I'm sorry.
And,
I have that
oh,
wrong. That was after the TV show that he. Well,
Okay.
actually, okay. During the TV show, I think he was getting to a point where he was kind of unable to do Tigger anymore. So that's when they started bringing on Jim Cummings, intermittently between episodes, so that
Yeah,
it wouldn't
honest-
be too noticeable at first. And then after the
Honestly,
show,
it's-
that's when Jim Cummings was a mainstay.
Yeah, basically,
Okay.
it's kind of not dissimilar to what happened between like transitioning from Mako to
There
Greg
you go.
Baldwin in Avatar.
Right, right.
Yeah.
Alrighty, so here comes the mini game, which is block the carrots from being bounced on by Tigger. Oh
Doop.
no!
Well, that's one gone.
Which is
Well,
why I'm
you
gonna
failed.
try and use the rush command. I'm gonna try and use the rush.
Well,
try to use
can the carrots take like any amount of beating before they're like
2
unsavable?
hits. They get
I
one.
think
They get 2
the thing
hits
is
per
you-
carrot.
Yeah.
One hit will
They can't
start to
all be
bury
buried.
them up to the greens, and once that same green carrot, or the leaves of the carrot get bounced one more time, that will fully dig them into the ground.
Okay.
Which is why I'm going to use the rush command by standing next to an unburied carrot
Doop. That was a
and pressing
fast run.
triangle to hopefully catch him. and do know that for the most part, a lot of these like tutorials are more so just survival rounds, just survive a certain amount of time. You can always redo them again by revisiting, and then that's when you can start trying to figure out the Easter eggs. Get out of here.
Oh, had to leave one more.
Have your
mess.
fun somewhere else.
And never return. 240 score.
Oh, what's going on? Nobody keeps up with Tiggers.
Well, we do.
Maybe there's something wrong with my tail.
I'll get a new one. Be bigger, stronger. And he just comes back with like a mechanized angry.
Stronger, strippier.
Yeah,
No,
he would say
he just comes back with just a literal muscle tail.
it's just ripped. It's just a
be
fist like
fucking
trogdor.
weird.
Just think of like he comes back with a muscle tail and he's just like,
I just think of all the panthering I can do with this bad boy.
It just reminds me that frickin' remark of the first I want you to understand me, now I want you to fear me.
The internet already
shows up.
tainted me with a swole ticker. I don't want to imagine that.
All right,
I mean,
well, not his entire body being swole, just the tail.
just the tail.
I know, but still.
Who needs Pooh's gym anyway?
Alright, and line up the shot. And check for
Well, I
wind.
guess now we know what the thumbnail will be.
Yeah, I was about to say that was just you baiting James, wasn't it?
No, I was just. Oh, I thought I had to hit it. No, you just charge.
Nope.
Into the pots.
Can I rabbit? Oh no. Sorry, SpongeBob.
Well, no, at this point, I think it was still his original actor.
Yeah, I know. I was
Well,
just-
not like original actor, but like his at the time current actor. Before
Yeah, his
Tom.
Yes.
New Adventures actor.
Yeah.
Ken
But he's-
Sampson, I think.
Plenty of honey.
And he found himself. See, everything will be worked out all right. So
Yeah.
join us in the next part, which will be the finale, as because the whole reason why it's feeling like this world is very short is because you're supposed to be pacing these out, doing them as you find the pages. But I just wanted to save it for one grand shebang.
Yeah, till next time, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Boy.
Bye.
TTFN, ta-ta for now.